Going now. So we are now live as well on, we are also live on YouTube as well as Facebook. YouTube, sorry, you might get a little weirdness here, but we're on. That's what matters most. All right, welcome those of you who are joining. Please share. I really have a lot to talk about. It's some good stuff. If you are interested in Mounjaro, I've got good information that I think can be very helpful for you. Value add information that I think anyone who's interested in some type of intervention can benefit from. So please share the video. Welcome to each of you who are on with me. I also want to have opportunity to bring some of you on live to have some conversation with me as well. So we want to make sure we're given opportunity for that as well. So if you can be prepared, if you want to join, you can ask me to, I believe. How about somebody ask me? How about that? That'll help me out a little bit. If I can get you to ask me, Dana, to join me for a conversation, I would appreciate it. Well, I guess that's not an option for me then, Dana, because I'm not seeing your response to me. Oh my God, this is hilarious to me. Hello, everyone. Hello, those of you who are on YouTube, welcome. We're talking about wholeness and this whole journey to wholeness, peace, wholeness, and the value add of really being thoughtful about the whole process of being whole in every way, and specifically being whole physically. Being whole physically is an important thing that we want to think about if we are on this whole journey for peace, wholeness, which focuses in on physical, emotional, spiritual, social, career, and economic wholeness. And wholeness is what we want. This isn't about getting to a place of just, status quo, or just, getting through a part of our journey, meaning we just want to lose a little weight. That's good. But what are we doing about the emotional aspects of what takes place that caused us to get to a place where our weight may not be where we want it to be, or may not be in a healthy place? Where are we in thinking about our career path? Are we in the roles that we want to be in? Or are we just taking a job and we're just working a job just to be working a job? We want to make sure that we're really thoughtful about all aspects of wholeness, looking at physical, looking at emotional, looking at spiritual, social, career, and economics. There are so many aspects of each one of those that we want to make sure we're giving consideration to, so that we can truly be all that we are designed to be and all that we are called to be. We can't say that we want to be whole and then we're living our lives in a way where we're not considering how that spiritual aspect is our undercurrent. I just posted a video on yesterday that I hope you go back and watch, that talks about the importance of you having spiritual wholeness. If you don't have spiritual wholeness, you will find yourself broken in every single category. Every single category, you will be broken. It's so important that we're thinking about that spiritual undercurrent. We're here today to talk about physical wholeness, right? And this whole journey that we all want to make sure that we're on when we think about, being healthy, being, physically fit, all of those things. Talking about physical, can't forget that spiritual. And oh, by the way, we cannot forget the emotional. If your emotional and your spiritual are not in alignment, if you don't bring those two aspects together, you're going to do what I know I've done over and over and over again. I have lost weight. I've gained weight. I've gained weight. I've lost weight. And I'm still trying to figure out what it was that I'm doing wrong. what I was doing wrong was not bringing together all aspects of wholeness. And physical requires you to do things a little bit differently. So when we talk about physical wholeness, if you are on a journey for physical wholeness with your lens squarely focused on weight management, that's important to understand those other key components. Notice what I just said, weight management. I am slowly and daily moving away from the term weight loss, because I think losing weight is an important thing for us to do. Yes, 100%. But it's management that we want to think about. How am I managing all aspects of my life? So when I do get weight off, how am I going to keep it off? I want to say this. I am not a personal trainer. You couldn't pay me to train you in a gym, because I don't even know what to do half the time in a gym. I am not a nutritionist, because I'm still always trying to figure out what I need to eat myself. I can't tell you how to do that either. I am not a minister. I've been called that. I've been called a minister. Some lady called me a preacher one day. I'm not a minister. I'm not a preacher. God has not called me to pulpit ministry. Do I have a ministry? Yes, I do. In the work that I do as a lifestyle coach, specifically a lifestyle coach for women. And I also feel that the work I do day to day as a transformational HR professional, that is also a part of my ministry, that which makes me who I am. But I am none of those things that people want to put on me as labels so that they can, leverage me in ways that really are not the ways I'm supposed to be leveraged. I'm your coach. I'm here to motivate. I'm here to encourage. I'm here to give some guidance. I'm here to share even my experiences or point you in the right direction to connect you with the right folks. Being a coach is a very rewarding thing because it gives me opportunity to impact and influence. And that's important to me to be able to do that. So when I started this current round of my weight loss process, and let me go back to my own correction of weight management, not loss. I got to take that out because sometimes it may not even be loss. There are some people who need to gain. I posted a video about that as well. Whatever it is that you need to do in management of aspects of your physical life, you want to make sure that you are, again, using the right terms. So for me, in this iteration of where I am in my journey, I started this back in January, and I want to be able to walk this through with you all and give some insight on what I'm doing now, what I've been doing, what I've done in the past, what I'm doing differently now, and how I think I'm able to sustain what I'm doing in this physical category going forward. I would love to talk about the other 5 categories, but I'm not going to have the time to go into all of that, and I don't want to mix all of that up because I know we really want to look at this concept of being whole physically. So let's start with my current journey. I'll start with my current journey and the use of Mounjaro. The use of Mounjaro is really something that has become transformative for me. For me, being Dr. Angela Crutchfield, transformative for me. I emphasize that because you have to find that which works best for you. Okay. It is not about mimicking what someone else does or trying to go down a path that someone else has taken. So I am not sharing my journey for you to mimic what I'm doing. I'm not even sharing it for you to talk about me, but I know you're going to do that anyway, because that's what people do. That's human nature. And that's fine too. Whether you know me, don't know me, it doesn't matter to me. I'm trying to do what I know I'm supposed to do as a part of what I said in the beginning, my ministry, which is to provide guidance and input and support to other people. And I'm at a point in my life where I'm open and flexible in sharing what I choose to share, right? I'm choosing to share this information. I'm choosing to be transparent about where I am in my physical wholeness journey so that I can be of value and help to other people. So this round of my journey actually began in January of this year. Well, actually, I'll take it back to December. It started in December after a visit with my primary care physician via a phone call. My primary care physician started, talking about different things and how my numbers looked over the years and how she remembered, in 2017, that I had lost 55 pounds. And she was looking at the numbers and she was thinking and said, well, what happened? What's going on? You were doing so well and we were tracking everything and you were, consistently going down. And then, I shared with her the numbers and I even looked at the data myself on a chart where my numbers went, down, 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 then up, down, up, down, up, down, up, 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 up. And I was back very close to where I was. Not all the way back, but very close. So in December, I knew I needed to do something different. We were spending time together as a family for Christmas and New Year's, and I watched the video and saw myself, and I was thinking, what happened? Who's that lady with that green shirt on? I was like, who is that? I don't think I know her. So I knew it was time for me to do a few things different in that moment. So my doctor, my primary care physician, said to me during the call in December, I think you would be a good candidate for medical intervention. I was like, oh, okay. That sounds interesting. Medical intervention. All right. Well, I didn't know exactly what she even meant, other than I knew people had used certain medications before, and I had even tried them, but they weren't working for me. And I think I said the name in one of my other videos. I won't say it in this one, but I tried different things. I mean, I've tried many things over the years, but when you try things out of context, you're not going to get the results that you want. Even if you, in the case of trying to lose weight, even if you lose weight, it's going to come back on because you're trying to do it out of context. So for me, I did not want to go through the process again and it be out of context. So it required me to pull forward my PESSCE Wholeness Model that I've developed years ago and remind myself of the model, to apply the model so that I could actually walk it out in the right way this time. So what I did, and I'm going to tell you about my journey in a minute, but what I did, I decided to start doing my homework and found a specific option that I thought would work for me. And that's the Mounjaro. And I'm going to talk about Mounjaro in just a minute. But what I also did was lay out a formula. And I was thinking, start thinking about basic mathematics and going back to basic mathematical formulas that we learned in high school. Dr. Joe Love and so many other math teachers in high school gave us all of these different formulas that in my mind, I said, I'll never use them again. And I probably haven't. But it made me think there's got to be a simple formula for what we need to do. Many nutritionists, trainers, those who have studied weight management, all of that, they probably will say everything that I'm trying to say here, but I just need to say it in my way and use the formula that I've laid out for myself. I call it a simple formula that it includes simple letters. I always go with letters, keep it simple. EHWM, E plus H plus W plus M. So that means eating first, E. Our eating has to be right. Doesn't have to be perfect. None of our journey needs to be perfect, but we need to do our best to be right and making sure we're, again, working towards that wholeness. And being right means I'm going to give greater consideration to the needed nourishment that I should put in my body. I need a lot of protein. I need a lot of vegetables. All of these things that I know I need, I want to make sure that I'm being very thoughtful about injecting those things into my my management plan. So I've got to eat right. If you want to go with I'm going to eat clean, go ahead, eat clean. I'm going to meal prep, go ahead and meal prep. I'm going to eat only vegetables and protein. Yeah, do that too. But if you decide to take a bite of that cake, that's okay too. Just don't eat the whole cake, right? It's about thoughtfulness about the eating and making sure you're incorporating it in. I know I don't have it perfect by no means, but I tried. For example, this morning I had a banana and I had a V8 juice, and I always get the V8 juice with low sodium because I don't want that sodium to have an impact on other aspects of my my physical body. So I'm trying to be thoughtful about that. So again, not perfect, but being thoughtful and making different choices. And if I don't get it right today, I know if I get another opportunity tomorrow to see tomorrow, I'm going to try my best to get it right tomorrow. And when I do that and I put forth the effort in eating in that way, I do actually see results. So E is the first letter in that formula. The second letter in that formula is hydration. H, hydration. I tell you, water, 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 water. I tell you, is the key. It really is. And I tell you, if you saw any of my previous videos, I mentioned in one of them that I've stalled on the numbers in the weight loss, my weight loss numbers. I stalled, and I know I stalled for probably multiple reasons, but I think one of them was there were days when I did not drink nearly as much water as I was drinking at one point. Still drinking the water, but not as much. The more water you drink, the better better off you will be as you are on your journey, particularly if you're using Mounjaro. If you're using Mounjaro, you need to hydrate. You have to. You've got to fill that body with water. And I know that there are some formulas out there. If anybody wants to drop it in the chat for how much water you should drink, I think it's a certain amount based on your body weight. Again, I'm not a trainer, not a nutritionist, so I'm not trying to give you all those details. Some of you know it better than me, so you can just drop it in the chat if you want to do that. But I definitely saw a difference last week when I upped my water intake again back to where it had been about 3 weeks ago or 4 weeks ago now, because I have had about 3 weeks of a stall up until last week. So with that thought in mind, hydration, hydration, hydration. Even if you're doing tea, the tea can be a very good thing to do, and I enjoy tea. Some of you might drink coffee. I don't know. I don't encourage coffee, but some might say it's okay. Decaffeinated, I guess. But the sodas, you might want to stop that, and the juices as much as you can, unless you're drinking specific juices for some other thing that's needed, something specific for your kidneys or something, more cranberry juice or something along the lines of that. But get the kind with no sugar. That'll be a big help. But the water really is the primary thing. So eating plus hydration. And then the one that many of us get really tired of, workout. You got to work out. You got to do it. But you got to find that which works for you. And I've tried many different things, and I kind of know that which works for me. And I keep trying to inject the real good ones in there. Shout out to Toy Bogart in Memphis and Fit Nation. If you're looking for an online option for workouts, that's probably one of the best you're going to get. You can sign up and go to Fit Nation's website, or go to send a message directly to Toy. Again, that's Toy Bogart with Fit Nation Memphis. My sister, Pamela Dotson, turned me on to that group, and it has been really, really a true blessing for me when I am able to do what I'm supposed to do and get on there. And I try my best, but I don't get on as much as nearly as I should. But that is a great option for you. Join the local YMCA. I've had amazing results and good connections with the members as a member of the YMCA over the years. So I do highly recommend them as well. And of course, Planet Fitness, which you can use anywhere. If you get the right color card, I think it's black, you can use anywhere in the country. And you know what I really found really interesting? So some of you who know me, and a few of you who might know me personally, know that I have this, and I've had this obsession since childhood. I don't think my mother even knows this. I've had this obsession with RVs, right? And I've always wanted one. And I've almost wanted to try and get one a few years ago, but I'm glad I didn't, because I wasn't ready for it, didn't need it at that time. But now I'm obsessed with these little vans, the conversion vans. And I talk about it so much now, I'm sure, some people who are around me are tired of me talking about it, but I'm obsessed with those things. And one of the primary things that I've heard many of them talk about who don't have shower options built into their conversion vans, they regularly go to the YMCA, to Planet Fitness for showers. Now, me personally, I will never, ever have a conversion van without a shower. I'm just bougie like that, I guess. I don't know, but I would never have one. I would never, ever, ever have a van, a camper, whatever you want to call it, without a shower and a toilet. Just saying, I don't think I want to do that. However, it's good to see that they are getting regular showers in a nice, clean place by going to Planet Fitness, because they have the option that they can go to anyone around the country. So that's just a little plug for camper vans and that van life and utilizing Planet Fitness. And I didn't say this in the beginning. Nothing that I'm saying here is an endorsement of anything. I get no money for any of the things that I'm sharing. I'm just sharing from a personal perspective as a lifestyle coach, to try and give you some thoughts about things that you might want to consider, as well as giving you a glimpse into the things that I've been utilizing, the things that I do, and the things that have kind of worked for me. So those are some considerations that I want you to think about. Eating, hydration, and then working out. Oh, another thing on the working out. If you can't get into one of the group sessions, like I've mentioned to you, you can't get to a gym, like a Planet Fitness. You can't do any of those types of things. There's always the wonderful nature that we have, which means you can go out and walk. You can go out and walk, you can jog, you can run, you can do exercises in the park. Many parks have equipment that you can use. I personally prefer getting out and walking, and I try my best to do 2 to 3 miles. I don't always hit the mark, but if I can get in 1 mile, and as I'm walking, I'm doing exercises along the way. I do a lot of squats along the way. I'm doing all of those things to try and enhance that time of being out there walking. So there are options. You can't just, write it off because you don't have a gym membership. You still absolutely can get that activity in if necessary. So eating, hydration, working out, and then what I call the Mounjaro effect. And I'm going to coin that right now because nobody's used that. So if you hear it, you need to make sure people give me credit for it, okay? The Mounjaro effect, similar to the Oprah effect. That's what we're talking about here. That last M is medical intervention, and it's solid with that Mounjaro effect. This is one of the best things that has come out on the market that can be supportive of weight management. It is not currently available officially on the market as that because it was designed as a support for people who are type 2 diabetics. They put this medication on the market about a year ago, last year, and they've been studying it for a while, and they are seeing amazing, amazing results. You can actually go out and see some of the data for yourself. There's amazing results that are out there for people who have been a part of the studies and the data that's coming out demonstrating significant weight loss for people who are utilizing Mounjaro. Now, have there been other options people have used? Yes. Medications such as Ozempic. I can't remember the other one, starts with a W, and I don't remember because I didn't try all of that. I knew what I needed to do, and I did my research to determine if this medication would be workable for me. And sure enough, the medication has been workable for me, which is why I call it the Mounjaro effect. And I think the Mounjaro effect is one of the greatest aspects of medical intervention that you can utilize today. I did not want a surgery. I can't even make my mind think that way of wanting a surgery. If you've had surgery, if you're thinking about surgery, go for it if that works for you. It's about making self-controlled decisions. That's a huge part of the PESSCE Wholeness Model. Self-controlled decision making. Don't make a decision based on what someone else says. Don't make a decision based on what you heard from somebody, or you see someone having good results. You may not have those same results. You may have major side effects. So you want to check out what is available and what would work best for you. For me, Mounjaro has worked well, and I want to talk to you a little bit about it. As I said a few moments ago, I get no endorsement money. I get nothing. They're not paying me. Somebody call them and tell them they should pay me, and all these other thousands and thousands of people that's out marketing on their behalf. We need some money. But I tell you, the use of it has been amazing for me since January. I started on Mounjaro in January of 2023 this year. So I started on the 20th or 22nd, I believe, 22nd of January. I started with the 2.0 and I'm sorry, 2.5. I thought I had one with me. I don't. I started with the 2.5, and that 2.5 is usually where everyone starts. Anyone that starts above that, I would be shocked. But the 2.5 just kind of gets you accustomed to the medication being in your system. And then you're able to really kind of start to feel what it would be like for you if there are going to be side effects. Some of those things may start. You will also start to see the weight dropping starting in the very beginning. That first injection that you have or purchase, you get 4 of the needles that come in a box, and it's a month's supply. So you give yourself an injection 1 day a week. For me, I chose Sunday because it's just a logical starting day for me. So I take the injection on Sundays, and every Sunday. If you miss that Sunday, you do have a little bit of a window of time where you can get the shot in at a later time. So I've also had to do that a couple of times if I was traveling. But I did that 2.5 for 4 weeks, and I saw some significant numbers in that first week. I don't have them off the top of my head, but I believe it was around 10 I think it was around 10 pounds just in that first round. And it was January, so I really wasn't doing a lot of working out because I typically try and go out, but I did do a few sessions of the Fit Nation, and then I did a few things on my own at home. I did try and change my eating, but I didn't have to change it much because the Mounjaro literally took away my appetite. I had no appetite. I had to start trying to force myself to eat. I had actually been traveling, doing some traveling, and I found myself being in settings where I'm in front of a buffet and had no interest in anything. I literally would have to force myself to get food to make sure I was getting something in my body every day. So that first week, first round or first month, I definitely saw some results. The second round, I moved to the 5.0. Now, this is where a little bit of problem came in. When I moved to the 5.0, the challenge for me with the 5.0 was the first few days of being on the 5.0, I was really nauseous, and initially nauseous, and then it turned into, I guess it would be considered acid reflux. So that was really challenging with whatever was coming up constantly into my throat, and it was just not a comfortable feeling. So that first week on 5.0, I definitely saw huge numbers because I just couldn't even eat. I really just couldn't even keep anything down. I wasn't, nothing was coming up and out, but I just really didn't even want it on my stomach at all. So I got better after I started taking what I was advised to take, and that was Pepcid AC, and that made a huge difference. And I was able to get past that window of discomfort in that first round of the 5.0. Because I was seeing results with the 5.0, we did not move. We being my healthcare provider and the person who I was, the nurse practitioner who was writing up the prescriptions for me, we didn't move to the next one, which is a 7.5. I stayed at 5.0 because I was having good results. So I was on the 5.0 for 4 weeks. Then I did another round of 5.0 for another week. And then when I hit this third round, I realized I was not seeing any numbers changing on the scale. So I'm now at a point, as I'm wrapping up my third round of the 5.0, I'm now at a point where I know I need to move to the 7.5. So I'm going to be moving to 7.5 in a week. So I have one more week for 5, and then I'll move to the 7.5. I stalled at 34 pounds lost. I lost 34 pounds, and then I stalled. And last week I saw movement on the scale of 2.6 pounds. So I am now hovering around 36 pounds lost since January. And that is right on par with what any fitness trainer, any nutritionist, your doctor will say is sensible. From January to now, I'm averaging right where I need to be and not over the top where I'm, losing mass numbers of weight, a mass amount of weight that could really backfire on me later because it might come back on much faster. So taking the time to do the journey right is going to be to your benefit. So that means if you need to stay on the 5.0, stay on the 5.0. There's no reason to just rush to the 7.5 or 10 and keep moving in that way unless you have to. In my case, it's time for me to move to the next dosage. So when I say the 2.5, 5.0, 7.5, 10, those are the increments of the dosage for Mounjaro. So for me, I'm going to be moving to that 7.5 beginning next Sunday. This Sunday, I'll do my last round of the 5.0, and then I'll move. Okay. The last thing that I'll mention that I know has been a challenge for a lot of people, the cost, right? I'm not endorsing anything in any way. So because I'm not getting any monetary benefit from this. So, if anybody wants to call Lily, the company that makes Mounjaro, tell them to send me some money. I will gladly take it. But the cost of the medication is pretty high, upwards around $1,200 for 1 month's supply. It's about $1,200. There is a coupon that's been going around since last year that gives you opportunity to knock that down to 500-ish, or in my case, it was $575, or down to $25, depending on your reason for using the medication and whether your insurance will cover it. In some cases, in 90% of the cases, 99 probably percent of the cases, insurance will not cover it. However, talk to your healthcare provider. That's where you start. Have a conversation with your healthcare provider and see what it is that they will say, and talk to your insurance provider. Some insurance providers are covering it. And that means you also need to probably check with your company, because many of the companies set what they will cover and not cover. So one of the things that many companies don't cover is weight loss or weight management. So you might want to check in with your company to see if that's something that's built into your insurance plan, and that will help you to get it covered. But getting a pre-authorization from your healthcare provider is really what you want to make sure you're getting. So work with your healthcare provider. Go see your doctor. The weight loss clinics and the places that are compounding Mounjaro, you can go those routes if you want. If you're getting the compound version, it's going to be less money for you. The effectiveness of it, I don't know. I can't speak to that at all. But that is an option where you can get it for less money, and you can also get a prescription. But you will likely not be able to get it at a lower rate if you're getting it prescribed through a weight loss clinic or facility like that. Go to your doctor. And oh, by the way, going to your doctor is an important thing to do anyway, so that you can get the proper support, you can get the proper blood work, you can get the proper, testing, all of that, so that you have good data to be able to demonstrate the change in your whole health, your physical body, and the changes, your A1C numbers, your blood pressure. All of those things can be really assessed more effectively if you're working directly with your healthcare provider. So that's a very important thing that you want to think about doing, getting that healthcare provider on board. And they can help you to get that prescription. They may have what is called I think it's called like a step process, where they may start you out on some other medication, but if you have side effects that are not working or some side effects that happen, they may need to move you to something else. And then ultimately they may be able to then move you to Mounjaro. But if you're not having the conversation and you're just sitting back looking at people's videos all night on Friday and Saturday night, it's not going to do anything. You might as well stop looking at them and get up and go talk, set an appointment, go to your doctor. Oh, by the way, that's an important part about our physical wholeness. Go to the doctor. Go see your dentist. Go see, a chiropractor if your back is out of whack. Whatever. Go do something and not just sit back and say, well, it'll be all right. I'm just feeling a little achy today. No, go get some help. If you get that help and support, you may be surprised that you get what you're looking for in your journey to physical wholeness. So really be thoughtful about that. So the FDA is in the process of doing like a fast track. Lilly, the company that created Mounjaro, they have fast tracked this process to try and get the approval for Mounjaro to be used for weight loss. Right now, again, it's still not, but they are anticipating, and the announcements came out last week, they are anticipating by the fall that this medication will be available for an actual prescription for weight loss. And that is huge, amazing news. Now, people always want to say, oh, you just can't take a shot. It's not a miracle shot. And it's not. I 100% agree with that. However, I do feel that it's something that can enhance your journey. So if you are thoughtful about that formula, E plus H plus W plus M, where you are eating appropriately, you're keeping yourself hydrated, you're working out, and you are finding the right medical intervention for yourself, you will see the results that you want. And it will be results that can be sustained. We want sustainability. We don't want to find ourselves in this process or on this journey where we are, again, just focused on losing weight. If you're just focused on losing weight, that weight is going to come back. It's going to come back every single time. But if you're focused on wholeness, where you're understanding what is the reason for me eating 4 Twinkies versus me going to get an apple, whatever you're doing, you got to know why you're doing that. You can't just say, oh, I just like to taste the Twinkies. You might like to taste the Twinkies, but you might have a sugar addiction or whatever the case may be. We have to get to the root of what our concerns are. And I know for me, I'm doing that, trying my best. I don't even talk about it. And you don't have to talk about it. Some people may say, oh, I never knew she had a Twinkie obsession. I really don't. I'm just using Twinkies as an example, by the way. They closed down Hostess anyway. So anyway, no, I really don't have a Twinkie obsession. I don't know why I use Twinkie. I haven't had a Twinkie in forever. But my point here is You don't have to share all of the details of what's going on in your journey. Similar to myself, like I haven't said one time in any of my videos, not in this live, and I probably never will unless I'm doing some one-on-one coaching and I feel a person needs this information. People don't need to know your specific weight, as an example. Why? So that they can have something negative to say about you or devalue you in some way, because that's what people do. That's human nature, versus you giving us a general idea of your journey of, I'm down X number of pounds, or I've lost this percentage of weight. That's an okay thing to share. And don't feel bad when that's all you share and people try and make you feel some kind of way. Stop letting people put that stuff on you. You got to be true to who you are. You got to be comfortable with who you are and be confident in who you are and share what you feel you're comfortable with sharing. And if it's more than that, great. You can do that too, but don't feel that kind of pressure. Be thoughtful about your journey and make the choices for yourself. Okay. Now, I did promise that I would be done in time for the game, and I think I'm over by 3 minutes, but I don't want to jump off without opening up for some conversation and give opportunity to interact a little bit. I don't see a lot of numbers on here, but that's okay. I don't mind. I'm not sure how to join, but I would like to ask, what were some of the things you experienced when you first started with Mounjaro, and how soon did you notice changes in your body? That's a very good question, Dana. So when I first started, as I said, that first round, I really didn't have any significant negative impacts. What I did have, though, was the appetite suppression. I really, as I said earlier, I really did not want to eat anything, and I'm always wanting something to eat. When not like all day. I don't sit around eating all day, but I mean, I don't mind eating. I might work all day and then eat the wrong things at night. But and hey, and anyone who knows me personally, anybody know my favorite? What's my favorite food? Anybody? Can somebody put it in the chat? I see a couple of my family folks on here. What's my favorite thing to eat? Anybody? Dana, do you know my favorite thing to eat? What's my favorite thing to eat? I know my sister knows. She should know. She's on here. Drop it in the chat. I sure wish I could figure out how to pull you all in. I don't know how to do that. How to invite you all to talk to me. Anyway, oh my goodness, my mother's on on YouTube. It's not pasta. I do like pasta. Yes. No, you already know what my favorite thing to eat. Peter Pan, peanut butter, peanut. You got it, Pamela. I can't help it. But guess what? I have not had one even moment of craving for peanut butter. Now, keep in mind though, I had actually stopped the peanut butter a long time ago because I was really, again, very thoughtful about what can I do differently. A lot of people say, oh, well, you could get the protein. You get a lot of protein from peanut butter, but so it's not bad. Yeah, you're right, but it is bad when you're eating the kind that's full of sugar and not eating the just natural. I just couldn't stomach the natural. I tried it, but it wasn't working for me. So back to your question, Dana, for me, that was a positive side effect. The cravings were not there for me. But by the time I hit the 5.0, I developed an actual craving for something that I was kind of surprised about. And that was and I did a video on it, and that was the noodles with cheese and hot sauce. This is weird. My son Jonathan likes to eat that, and so I've had them around, and I've eaten them over the years, but not like this. That was probably the weirdest thing for me when I started noticing change. Dana, your question, I still haven't. So that is where I know my continued wholeness has to play out, where I'm really being thoughtful about how I view myself. So that goes into that emotional category because I don't see it. Someone who works with me just said something to me yesterday. She said, oh my goodness, I see you on the screen and oh, you look so different. And I'm thinking, I think that's extreme. I don't think I look so different. And oh, by the way, we got to work on that too, where we make people feel a certain kind of way when they do something different, be it lose weight, be it change their hair, be it put on makeup, be it find a new outfit, and it becomes this. Oh my God, you look amazing. You look so good. Well, then how is that person feeling? Like, what did I look like before? Was I that bad before? So I think we got to work on that. How we're communicating that message to people. So for me, I still don't necessarily see it. And what I said to this person from work, because she said something to me about, well, what about, I'm sure your clothes are fitting different. I was like, no, not really, because many of the clothes I wear have always been in a certain range, and I'm able to kind of fluctuate. Now, I can say there are some clothes that I have not been able to wear, or I even bought at a time when I could wear them, and I couldn't wear them all of a sudden. I have been able to do that. So I've been able to see it from the sense of certain clothes, but I still haven't fully seen it yet, Dana. And I think it's because I'm looking for very specific things that will demonstrate it for myself. And I'm not seeing that yet, even though other people see it. What do people say? Utilize to see it for yourself. So I think that's kind of where I am with it. Comments? Any other comments? I sure wish if anyone is on that really knows how to work this whole live world that could help me get some folks on to have a conversation. I would really appreciate that, because I just have no idea how to add someone. And it could just be because I'm on my desktop. Maybe if I were on my phone, which I think is what many people use as their device for going live. I'm just not that one. I love to use my desktop. Oh wait, did I just hear something? Did I hear something? Anybody? Can I do it? How can I do it? I don't know how to do it. I wish I could add. That makes me sad because I don't know how to do it. So drop any more comments and questions that you have. The option to join is not showing up. Okay. Yeah, that's good. Good information. I just let's see if I can try something on the back end over here. While I'm doing that, please drop a couple questions in the chat before we get ready to wrap up. It only gives me options for polls and questions and graphics. So maybe again, I just don't know what I'm doing. But guess what? We're gonna get it right next time, because I'm gonna go live again and again and again and again, because I'm trying to leverage the social media world a little bit more with all the things that I'm doing. So if there are any comments or questions that you would like to share, I would really, really appreciate getting that. Any other questions? Specific questions about using Mounjaro? I know I did get a couple of private inbox messages, and I got a text message from a couple of folks. If you're on and you have those questions that you want to ask, please let me know. All right. Well, I hope this was helpful for those of you who have joined and those of you who watch this a little bit later. If you have any follow up, just let me know. I'm here to help, to be of support to anyone that I can. And we will plan to go on live again in a couple of weeks when I make my transition from 5.0 to 7.5. So I can let you know how that goes, because I've heard it can be brutal. I've heard it can be brutal transitioning to the 7.5 and even the 10. Brutal as in the side effects can be a bit much. But I don't know. I'll find out, and I will make sure I let you know. So if you are trying Mounjaro, you will know kind of what to expect. But I think everybody is different, similar to some of the other side effects that people have talked about. I haven't had all of those. I'm sorry, I think I did have one more big side effect that I didn't mention. I did mention it in a different video. A little bit of a bout with constipation that definitely helped, happened a little bit. And I think that happens because Mounjaro kind of holds that food up in your system to give you that feeling of being full. So I think that can impact your body a little bit, which is why you want to be kind of aware of those types of things so you can be prepared. And that means getting that fiber in and making sure that you are, getting something in that can help with that movement as needed. That could be something to think about. Okay. All right. Well, thanks everybody. And I will be on live again really, really soon. Take care and have a wonderful evening.